Hello, I hope this video finds you well. I am Courtney Rollins from Estate Pro Service. I am the founder of the Estate Pro Service services, where we help families who are going through and navigating the probate process in Durham, North Carolina, particularly when there's real estate and personal property that needs to be attended to. If you're here because you have someone who has passed away and you are thinking or wondering what the next steps are for you, first I wanted to say that I express my condolences for your loss. It's just a challenging time, traumatic time, and there's no really easy way around that. One of the reasons that I appreciate the work that I'm doing is because it is during one of those transitions in people's lives that's very challenging, and to be able to serve and to help in that in a much needed space is important to me, and I hope it's helpful to you. So today we are going to jump in and take a look at what happens or what are the next steps when someone passes away. All right. So if you are watching this on YouTube, I would really appreciate a like or subscribe or follow. We try to put out as much content as we can to help people deal with estate issues. I am not an attorney and I'm not a financial advisor, but I do consider myself a probate expert, which means I am committed to the process, learning, and I love sharing what I learn, add value. So the one thing, of course, you'll need to do is prepare for the funeral. That means make sure any burial or cremation requests are organized. Make sure you're organizing the death certificate. Um, Quite often, funeral services will have different tailor-made uh, caseworkers to help you make those connections and organize these particular steps, particularly with the death certificate and with making sure, obviously, the service is handled the way that you want it handled. Another thing that you'll need to start doing almost immediately is start organizing the inventory of all the assets and debts of the person who passed away. Now, here's something to note here. Please do not start paying any bills at this time yet, though. Please do not contact the bank and let them know that the person has passed away yet. One reason for not paying the bills yet is because depending on the size of the estate and depending on how much money is in the state, there may be certain bills that have higher priority and other bills that have less priority. And there may be opportunities to actually negotiate or even write off some of those bills. Another reason that you don't want to contact the bank immediately is you don't want the file or the account to be frozen, particularly when there's still business that needs to be to handle and take care of. So those steps, not contacting the bank immediately and not paying the bills just yet, may save you some funds and save you some times and some steps down the road. You'll need to become the personal representative if you are the one who's designated as the personal representative. This is called the executor when there is a will left. If a person dies intestate without a will, then there's an administrator, and you can, if you so choose, or if the court appoints you, step up and say, hey, I want to be the personal representative or the administrator. But regardless, you need to go ahead and get the probate process started. And that would be when you're ready and comfortable to reach out to the clerk's office and schedule an appointment. Now, please note, in Durham, North Carolina, the probate office is pretty busy or packed. So expect your appointment to be about 2 months from the time that you call. So it's not going to be an immediate, I walk in and have everything handled at that point. But that does give you the time to line things up if you want to reach out to us or to other probate specialists to help you so that when you walk in there, it's a little smoother. That could be ideal for you. But just wanted to make note of that. Yes, you can start sending notices and notifications to family and friends. Again, the banks and the credit cards, you want to be careful with that. Just be careful with that. I would make sure that you are the administrator or you are the executor. Because once you're the administrator or the executor, that basically says you are the person responsible for the estate. And now you can open up bank accounts in the name of the estate. You can access personal information that's required for you to administer the estate. And that's what you're going to do. Administer the estate, manage the assets, prepare the assets and disposition. And it can be very daunting, very challenging. Definitely encourage you to have an attorney. If you do not have an attorney, reach out to us. We can connect you with an attorney in North Carolina or even across the nation. If you're watching this and you're not in North Carolina, probate is different in each county or each state, really. And there are nuances in the county. And we're connected to a nationwide vendors of vetted estate professionals. So we'll make sure you're in the good hands. Of course, you'll need to pay off any debts or negotiate the debts down so that you can um, handle the affairs. And remember, there is a priority. Go back to some of the old videos or YouTubes or podcasts to see the priority in North Carolina and for some suggestions on how to actually negotiate those down. And you'll need to file taxes for that year. So you'll need the income, the inheritance, and things of that nature to file the taxes as well. And those one thing to expect to do. You'll after everything has been handed out, all the debt has been paid off, then you can distribute the assets to heirs. And that will be the time for that. And then it will be time for you to finish up. You're finalizing the estate settlement, you're finalizing the final accounting, and you will be, if you are the personal representative, you will be discharged from your services, which means you'll be no longer held liable for the work that you're charged to do. Now, again, this can be daunting. If you need any support or know anyone who needs support, definitely reach out to an estate professional like Estate Pro Service. And we have a weekly workshop where we go and we basically go over the nuts and bolts of what to expect during the probate process. It's similar to what I just went through, but it's a little more detailed, and I can answer questions or at least respond to questions for folks who are intended. And if I don't have the answer, I at least can collect that and go back and try to find that for that person and reach back out to them. All right. Thank you very much for connecting. I hope this was helpful to you. And I am, again, I'm sorry for your loss. And one thing we do say on here is where you're in a place, you've been chosen or selected for whatever reason, you've decided to step up and be the personal representative. And don't take that lightly at all. Don't take it lightly. So appreciate you. And folks, let's get out of here. Until then, life and transitions experts, let your light shine. Take care.